Oh boy, Steve, we got her.
I liked that it gave me a choice to leave if I didn't want to be recorded.
I know, right?
Split second.
I love it. It's like, by the way, you're being recorded. Leave meeting or got it.
You thought about it for a hot second, didn't you? You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what would they do if I bolted?
It's like a 5 families meeting. First of all, Laura Wright, I love you. And I miss you.
love you.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So thank you for.
I feel so privileged to be a part of this reunion.
This is an amazing reunion.
I got the message.
We have texted a bunch, but I texted yesterday. I go, can you just do something for us? Because I know it's getting crazy on the show. So I'm just going to start with this.
Glass on so I can see you.
Since I left?
Oh, Sonny's lost his mind.
That's what I keep seeing.
Of course, every 5 seconds he's like, "Well, you love Jason. You love Jason."
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah, so that
would have been so funny if you had us here together because we would just be fighting the whole time.
Oh, I know.
Amazing,
for sure. Like the old days.
Yeah.
Like
the old days.
So
awesome.
what kind of alerted us to this fact that we needed to talk to you was seeing you walk in to a hotel room on the Haunted Star, which
by the way, I can't remember the last time I was ever in the Haunted Star, but okay.
That was the first question is who knew the Haunted Star had rooms?
Yeah.
And do they rent them by the hour? That was the question.
I don't know, but someone would make a lot of money.
I mean.
Oh, so it was a booze cruise.
No, Sonny was recreating Martinique, which was not my Carly. So I had to, I remember when we did the scenes where he was like, I want to create Martinique. And I was supposed to be so blown away by it. And I'm like, what the hell's that? Like, I had no idea because it wasn't my Carly. I think it was, I think he said it was Tamara.
Oh, interesting. So he was creating Martinique for Nina? That must have really hurt.
He was trying to win Carly back because Carly found out that he was in love with Nina when he was, she found out all about what happened in
the old Nixon Falls.
Where was he? Where did it go?
Nixon Falls. Yeah. How can you forget Nixon Falls?
I know.
Not Grover's Corners, not Church Point, Nixon.
Falls.
Where was Beecher's Corners? Where was the cult? The cult was in Beecher's Corners.
I think so.
Yeah, that's
Nixon Falls, where cowboy hats are made.
Yeah, right.
Where cowboy legends are made.
The Wild West. Nixon
where people
Falls.
are turned in from mobsters to cowboys.
Yeah, it's the Wild West of New York, Nixon Falls.
Yes.
Well, and also where people are, where supervillains come back. Peter, didn't Peter show up in Nixon Falls?
Nobody recognizes you at all.
No. It's where milk
cartons.
Wait,
didn't Jax fly over and saw like a bonfire and looked like a party and he landed his plane or something?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Yeah.
He looked out his window and saw what, Steve? A hoedown?
Yeah, that was one of my jokes on the road. Was like Jax looked out his window and saw a hoedown, and he thought, well, there might be some hoes down there. So what do you mean? That was a good laugh, but it's just because everyone's going crazy about this.
I
Sonny
know
losing
really
his mind with Nina. So what?
Yes.
So what happened? Like what happened? You walked in on him or what? What's going on?
Yeah, it was really funny because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And because she keeps telling Sonny, I'm not saying it's over. I just need some time. I just need some time. I just need, and I think it's been like a week and, like Sonny can't give anyone time or space. He's like,
well, he is a man. No man, they can't give time to women.
No. And he's like, no. And it was so funny because he had a whole bunch of scenes with Dante and Dante's like, dude, man, she's just asking for time and space. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Like he just would not do it. So when I said I didn't know if I was going to show up and Nina did, love the one you're with, I guess. So.
Really?
Well,
okay. Wait a second.
It was all meant for me. And and then here's the other big thing is that Carly's like, okay, I'm going to go. She gets talked into it. Drew talks her into going and saying you and Sonny are like, the best thing ever. And so she decides to go, but then she finds out Dante was shot. So she goes to the general hospital to make sure Dante's okay because she assumes Sonny's going to be there as well. And he's not there. And then she's like, runs into Sam and is like, you know what? I think this is a fresh start for me and Sonny. He must be waiting for me. I'm going to go find him and, put my marriage back together. So yeah, it was like really, Carly was ready to commit and be with her man. And but Nina got there first, and he's also not taking his medication. He's been off his bipolar meds.
Okay, so there's a few things here.
You would be so disappointed.
One, he has a problem with time because I think he feels he doesn't have a lot of time left.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
You know, all the gray hair is just wearing on him. So he's not sure. He's not sure. So he's off his meds. So that made him, since Nina showed up, that made him sleep with Nina.
Yes, and that he assumed. Oh, and then Christina calls Carly at one point and says, "You have to meet Dad. Don't leave him hanging." And I'm like, "I can't do this with you, and I can't do this right now." Like, and she just assumed I wasn't going to go. So she then called Sonny and says, "She's not coming. I'm so sorry, but she's not coming."
So is this the first time that Sonny and Nina slept together?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
And it didn't end so well because I showed
up. No.
Did she actively, like, were they in the same location happenstance, or is she actively going after him?
She went there for some other reason because she was worried about him because, you know, she's the only one that knew he was off his meds.
Oh, okay.
And you know, Sonny, he's such that seducer.
Was he wearing flannel?
No, but he was in a white tuxedo, so I don't know.
Oh,
I kind of does it.
Well, so that the white tuxedo was meant. The white tuxedo was obviously meant for you.
Oh, a whole thing.
Yes.
There was rose pellet, and it was so funny too because when we shot that scene, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this so heartbreaking for Carly because I had to walk around the corner and lead up to the door, and there were rose petals all over the floor, and I'm walking up like, oh my God, this is so incredible. I was, you know, because you want to have the huge fall from.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
How
and
fun.
So, yeah. And then we didn't shoot the aftermath till like the following day, which, you know, that's always, I would have gone right into it, you know.
Oh man, that's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, that's what we do.
So in terms of, like, is this going to be a triangle of sorts, or is Carly now like going the other way because she's like, that's too hurtful?
Oh, I think the triangle's done. Yeah, I don't think, I don't see Carly, at least at this time, easily recovering. You know, what would be the point of doing it if I did, right? Like, I mean, the point of doing a storyline like this is so you have something to come back from or not, or, you know, it's to cause the explosion. And so we have explosion and we have mayhem.
Yeah.
We have fallout. Yeah.
So
which
that
is
means,
what, you know, what a good soap needs. So.
Right. So that means you may go in a different direction, namely another fella.
Or woman, you know, whatever comes up. I'm more
Let's
than
go.
happy to, like,
Is Jason dead?
I don't know. I've cried a lot about you.
Well,
a lot of flashbacks of a wedding.
I wanted to thank you for that because apparently from the fans, Sonny didn't cry. You did.
He whispers a lot. You know, he whispers when he gets upset.
I know Britt did. Sam did, I think.
I don't know about that. I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
Spinelli did.
Oh, I saw those scenes, Bradford.
Yeah. I was fun.
I think even Anna Devane did.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that was that was almost something beautiful.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. But Bradford, your scenes with Maurice were really nice.
It was. I got to hug him in a real way, which he never lets me do.
No, he's always like very.
That's true. That's true.
So I really got in there.
No, they were great, and you know, lots of great emotional stuff, and you know, super fun.
So you know, I was thinking about love triangles, and you know, obviously this triangle may have, you know, culminated or climaxed, if you will. I think
it was a triangle.
Maybe
before,
it didn't climax because you walked in.
Yeah.
And it made me wonder, like, as an actor, as a person that's been through a bunch of these, is it better to fight or better to be fought over? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, let
me guess. Hold on. Let me guess. Let me guess what you would say as an actress. It's better to fight.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is. It's more my instinct, right? Like, it's more who I am. Except the fight for Carly for me was before this. After this, I'm kind of like, yeah, man, no way. And the triangles thing is great. Like, I think it's fantastic. What, the last one I did was when Carly was with Jax, and Sonny and Jax were fighting over Carly, and that's fun too. But I think you're less active in it, and I think that's why I'm more of an active actor. You're more the pining over both men and having to make excuses because of course you're giving them both like a green light, and you're mixed signals, of course, because that's how you have a triangle. And that's kind of like, you're always like in the, oh, did I get caught, place. Or I think it was the time I was having sex with Sonny and I had the evil eye from Franco on my necklace and he videotaped us together.
So stupid.
Which was amazing, by the way. That was one of the funniest scenes ever. When I had to open the box, when Roger who played Franco, opens the box and it's this evil eye, and I had supposed to say, and it's huge. Like, I'm like, going to wear this? I had to say, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And he just collapses out of frame laughing. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, if you only knew how much we laugh before we shoot scenes, it's so funny.
Do they ever put that necklace up on abc.com for all of our viewers to
No,
own
it's
for
on
themselves?
my door. It's on my, it's right outside my dressing room. As soon as because it was really a piece of they had it made because it had to be very specific.
Yeah.
And it's like taped to the outside of my dressing room door.
Oh, that's what that thing. That's what that.
Yes,
thing
that's the evil eye.
Oh, I thought that was a dream catcher.
I had no idea. I thought you got that in Sedona.
It's a nightmare catcher. Is what it is.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we had so much. And it's just so funny. We're very lucky because I just laughed all the time. But
that's very funny.
But that's a good question. Good question about the triangle, because it is,
I think it's actually harder to be the one giving the green light to both.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
because
you have to constantly figure out a way to justify it, as opposed to you're fighting for someone and you have a through line to what you want, so. Well, there wasn't much of a triangle between Britt and Carly because I just, threw her away for Carly. That was kind of.
Well, that was because of the, I wish we had more time. I wish we had more time with that. I would say that's the only thing we lacked, because when we went to do that beat in the story, it was so close to the wedding and Sonny coming back. But it would have been nice if there was a little more of transition time. Because they really did make that decision for the safety of the family. It wasn't like,
Sure.
Or any type of manipulation.
And looking back, I think that we found, even though everything wasn't written, I think we found enough discovery of these two people going, hey, this is what we got to do, and then feelings starting to come back. So I think we found moments, I just had a lot of, I know people have their opinions on this story, whatever, but I had such fun doing it with you because we really got to do something we've never done before.
Right. I agree.
And that's what was so fun.
Like it totally made sense to me. And it's classic daytime. And I understand now that people, with a fast forward button, which I think is like, don't get me wrong, I love mine too. but the hard part is that, we were forced watching daytime in the 80s and 90s to be taken on the journey no matter what. And then you get to be like, you discover a love, like there's so many, couples that happened from something just like this. And I just think that, like, it's so perfect that Britt and Jason were so close and then it was taken away. Like, that is classic soap. And for a reason that made sense in Jason's mind and a have-to situation. And that's classic soap opera story, just when the two are going to be together, it's ripped away, and so, but no one liked, it's, look, the passion of the fans is why we're here. So no one loves their favorites to be messed with. And I get it.
Yes, right. Just when you thought Sonny was a mob boss, he turns into a cowboy.
That's right. Who would have thought?
Well, but it's interesting though, because like obviously you and Sonny were separated for a long time during Nixon Falls.
Yeah.
And then you had the drama of Jason and that. So it almost seemed like.
Well, and then also the loss of Jason so quickly. Like, that is one thing that Maurice and I talked a lot about when we knew the story beat was coming. The fact that Jason isn't there for both of them. I mean, he was their rock,
right.
different and, and different ways for each. And, Jason would know in a heartbeat that Sonny was off his meds. And he's the one that kind of always brought that to Carly's attention. Carly's who she is. She's got 1,000 things going on. And she's also in a different place too, because she didn't have Sonny. She had to live life without him for 9 months. She buried her husband in her mind. And so it's not so black and white, which is what's so great about it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
It's these are human beings that have other feelings. He did have feelings for this other woman, and he doesn't know how to deal with them, especially without his best friend or without his medication, or his other best friend being his wife, who can't listen and be a friend right now and a partner in life. So it's, I feel like, people have cheated and made this mistake for far less reasons than amnesia. So it's kind of amazing to me that people are so shocked, like how Sonny would never. And I'm like, he's a flawed character. Like, he's a human being. Sure. And and it's interesting because go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just to say, and he is off his medication. So it's like
off his medication. And also too, then here, these are the stories that have daytime continuing for years. These are the reasons how you have, like, Sonny could have a whole situation where in 6 months he has to do whatever he can to get his family back. Like he has to crawl on hands and knees to figure out his life again. It could come out, who knows? Like, but that's the point. That gives story.
Well, and so that's what I was wondering is, like, talking about that whole storyline from, him coming back, losing Jason. I'm trying to figure in my head, is this storyline still on the timeline of Sonny and Carly? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is this like I don't say historically, because who knows, but like, because I know what you say, like this has, in terms of that timeline, this event has made you go this way, maybe in some way, right?
Yeah, of course. Right.
But, knowing the two characters, you're not going to be out of each other's orbits. This just feeds the drama.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I think I've worked with Maurice almost every day since that we shot that,
right.
And some way or another, because there's lots of things happening in both of their lives that are still connected. And so that's the point, right? Like every time they see each other, or around each other for whatever reason, is it going to be a moment where they connect? Is this going to be beautiful or destructive? Is it, that's the point of, I think the storyline, was to rattle them, was, the ground underneath their feet has just been rocked.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think, and this is, I'm sure it's speculation, I don't know. Do you think in order for you guys to have these storylines, that does it make sense for Carly to start sniffing in someone else's britches?
Oh gosh.
Well, you can find another visual, Brad, for that.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, this guy makes fun of my age all the time, right? And this guy says the oldest man crap ever when we're on the road.
And that's a terrible visual. I'm not going to say
that's a terrible. First of all, no one says britches anymore. Okay, I'm just going to go with that. And then
I think my grandmother and my aunts did.
Yeah. And then we're on the road and some guys are blocking us. He goes, "We got to get around these yahoos." I'm like, what era is this guy from? I mean, what's going on here? So,
oh my God, that's so funny.
Just remember this, that no one loves Carly more than Jason.
No, that is so true.
There you go.
That is true. I have some great scenes with Drew where he goes, "Jason was what was he?" And she was like, "My everything." Like,
there you go.
Yeah.
Don't make me cry.
I love that. I think right now, well, there's a lot of stuff happening with Jocelyn and so I don't think, which I love, is in this moment, Carly, I think she's busying herself, which is, Steve, this will make sense to you. She's just going to be busy doing things so she doesn't feel. And she's very determined to move on with her life. Like, I'm a woman moving forward. Sure. You want to play dates with the kids. Sure. Do you want to pick up she wants to be in business mode with it, so she doesn't feel it. But right now, I mean, there's other things happening in her life. So again, this all just happened. So
Right. Sure. Yeah.
but yeah, so I mean, sure, I don't think she's going to turn, it down, but I think it would be an interesting story actually to see her not try, and to see,
Yeah.
her try and fight against it, even if there was someone there that was pursuing her, where she's like, oh my gosh, I have to fight this because I don't want to.
But those are the best
feel
stories
emotion.
right there.
Huh?
That's the best story right there.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
A few things happened today that she's almost in this situation where, the air show today, whenever this will air, a few things be put in that, she's put in a situation where she can do something really abusive in that way. And she says, no, this would be for all the wrong reasons. And she pulls her stuff together and she walks away.
Yeah.
And, which I loved, I love that she actually, chose the smart path opposed to the destructive one, which is not what Carly does.
Sure. I just realized one of the things that I'm not aware of is, you were the head of the business, and now that he's back, how is that dynamic changed? Is he back as the head of the family, or are you still having familial duties?
No, she's out.
She's out. He's off his meds. Get it back. Well, because I thought if she was holding down the business while he was gone, he comes back. Like that power shift would have been interesting too. And maybe you guys already played that out. But gosh, if that was still in play right now, that would be cool.
Yeah,
too.
It would be an interesting beat. I just think that it immediately was Sonny the second he came back, because I don't think Carly really, as much as Carly loved it, like knew it, she did all that because Jason was unavailable and Sonny was dead. With the players back that are used to this kind of danger and scariness, Carly's like, I'd rather take care of my kids.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, on a separate note, forget the story. How's life?
Great.
Okay. Good.
Life is great. I'm getting ready to go play pickleball. I play 4 to 5 days a week.
Amazing. 4 to 5 days a week. I'm so jealous.
Oh, I love it. When we play doubles, it's fun. We play with Cynthia, and her her boyfriend, and we play with Kim Zimmer. Remember Kim Zimmer? We played with her.
Yeah, of course. That's awesome.
And when doubles is fun, but when Wes and I play singles, he just crushes, because it's like playing full court tennis on a smaller court, but it's.
Oh yeah.
He just runs me all over the court for like 90 minutes. So today I play with him.
Do you ever play?
Like I get my cardio in, huh?
Do you? I like to run too, but sometimes, and I think I may have mentioned this to you before. We call it playing the slims or playing the skinnies, where you just
the skinnies. I don't do that. No, we play full court, just Wes and I. Yeah. And it's just constant. It's good for me because it's great exercise, because it's like 90 minutes of that. And the heat will be great.
Yeah.
And it's good because then when we play doubles, I'm not winded, or, it's changed my conditioning so insanely. Like when we first played pickleball in like the first week of October, I thought I was going to die. And I'm like, am I ever going to be able to do this well, or without panting? And now it's like, I love it. And, I take lessons. And everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, it's such a different game when you're playing doubles. It's all about angles and
the kitchen.
That's in the kitchen.
And dinks.
But when you play
angles.
singles, it's the long game. You're playing full court, and it's angles and trying to hit the back corner and trying to get anything past Wes, because he grew up playing tennis since he was 12, and so
and he's 17. His arms are 74 feet long each.
Well, and he can get it. He can get across the court in 2 steps with his long legs.
It's not fair.
I mean, it's like
fair.
Whenever we play other people, I'm always like, be nice. Like, stop making him eat the ball. Like, cause he can hit, I had to learn even how to hold the paddle and hit. I was a mess. Like, the first, and getting really frustrated.
And he looks like Yvonne Lendl, just like
totally like a TV.
Yeah,
like we had like a rally the other day where, I ended up winning, which I was super stoked about, but I was dying all over the court. I looked ridiculous, and he's just standing there hitting here, and I'm running. But that's that, we love that. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And that's it. Like my daughter moved back in with me because she had to leave Prague because the COVID was so bad there that she couldn't get a visa. And so she's like, well, until all that's settled. So she's that, I absolutely love that.
Yeah, that's fun
amazing.
for you.
Good for you.
Having her
That's
here is
awesome.
like the best, so she's
That's
working
awesome.
and, yeah. How are you guys?
So, we're living
Good.
it. We're doing it. We're hitting the road a lot this year.
Yeah.
So it's so much fun. So
Awesome.
much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I
So
love
good.
it.
We just, yeah. So we'll give Wes our best.
Oh, he told me to
Yes.
tell you guys hello and that he
And,
loves you guys to death.
Love that guy.
I miss that man. We took I know he's just still a baby, so I'm a little down on him. But other than that, no, I was just saying we were talking, we were doing a live today, and or we were doing something today, and like one of the things that we love about what we admire about our characters, and one of the things that I mentioned is that Spinelli is always, he carries his heart in his sleeve, and but one of the things that got me that I really enjoyed is that he doesn't dislike many people, but if he does, he can't hide it. He doesn't have like the social guile to be like coy about it. He's just like outright. And Peter's one of those guys. And like, it was so fun for me to play that, because that was something that I never got to play. And it's something that Bradford doesn't do either. Like, I'm never outwardly disdainful of anyone, but to be outwardly disdainful of like someone, that was so fun for me. And it just was so weird that it's Wes, because
and it's so funny that it's a nice, the worst, Peter's terrible, but Wes is like the nicest guy on the planet.
Right. So it didn't compute, but it was like still fun nonetheless. But, yeah.
All right, you guys.
Oh,
Laura,
so good to
you.
see you. Thank you for the catch up, and I can't wait to see what's next for Carly.
Laura,
yeah,
Laura, right.
it's fun, and we are having, Maurice and I are having a blast. We really are. It's a whole new world for stuff we get to play, and so it's like one more thing that we get to do together. So all right,
Laura, right?
Yes.
Steve Burton loves you. Bye.
I love you. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
Laura.